Mario, thank you so much for chatting with us. It's good to see you guys
Pleasure.
here over in the US and Frankfurt here as well. How's it been going for you?
So good so far. I think it's always good to come to the US, especially for Frankfurt, especially for us as a team. And you normally, during the season, you don't get the chance to come to the US because of the games and training sessions and all the things, competitions you have to do. So I think we can make the most of it.
You've been managing the heat?
It was tough, to be fair. It was tough, especially the first days, plus jet lag. So luckily today was a bit cooler. Yeah.
It was a bit more like Germany.
Yeah, very similar to Germany. Yeah.
But you never know. Something probably to get used to with the World Cup coming up. But we'll definitely talk about later. Definitely want to talk about Frankfurt and some of the new additions. We're going to talk to Johnny after we talk to you. For you as a fellow attacking player, and when it comes to strikers, Frankfurt. There must be something in the water. There must be something in the water. But Johnny, what does he bring, and how excited were you guys as a team to get that reinforcement?
I think in general very important, especially now with Hugo leaving the club, Johnny coming from Mainz. So I think we need this type of character, this type of striker, the skills he has, the mentality he brings. So especially in that age he is at the moment. So I think it was a great addition for us, for the team, and probably also for him to join Frankfurt. So we're looking forward to the season, especially now with Champions League this season. So we're happy he's with us, and he can and will help the team for sure. So he's a good guy, very important.
Under Dino, what kind of tactical changes do you think do you see him having to adjust to without giving away too many secrets?
I mean, a bit early maybe for to make predictions and everything, because we started, I think, 3.5 weeks ago with preseason. But you can see his quality for sure. So of course we also have to adapt to Champions League, Bundesliga, to the teams. Have to adapt the structure, the style we play. But in general, he's I think a good puzzle, a good piece of the puzzle for us. So, but you can see his quality already and how he scores the goals, understanding the game, moving in the right areas. So, will be interesting. Yeah.
It will be interesting indeed. And I know that you had a little smile when I was talking about Frankfurt and strikers and attacking players, because it seems to be the hottest club for it now. Everybody wants you guys. As someone who's a part of that attack, you guys had to adjust after losing Marmoush, and then now, of course, Heitinga is going as well. But losing Omar earlier on in the season, and you guys still finished so strongly. What does that say about Frankfurt, and how was that dealing with his absence?
I mean, I've been in the club now for 3 years, so it's my 4th season, and what I've seen is that like all the factors together, like with the club, the fans, how they want to play, how we adapted to different and also difficult situations, I think was very good over the last 3 years, but also the last 6, 7, 8 years, when you look back and see how they evolved over time, and how they have won the Europe League, how they've won the cups. I think you can already saw that tendency in a good way, and the positive development. So that like in general was very good, and especially last season, I think nobody wanted that Omar is going to leave, especially during the season, because he was the main character and also very important for, I think, everything we did in the offense. So it was tough, it was hard. But in the end, the group and also the club managed to do it in a good way, and I think it was also a huge compliment to the team how they evolved with losing him, but still like playing to win, trying to make the best of it. So I think that everybody in the team know that he had to like step up a bit, and yeah, we still managed to become third place, which I think was huge.
Yeah, it was massive. It was a historic achievement for you guys. And I've, of course, been living in England, so covering Manchester City as well, seeing how Omar kind of went in, and he had that instant impact at Manchester City, which isn't easy. It's Manchester City we're talking about.
I agree.
There's so much talk about how the Premier League is different, the pace is different. So when players come from other leagues, they struggle to get used to that, but not Omar at all. So did that surprise you that he adjusted so easily, and do you expect Hugo to kind of have the same instant impact at Liverpool?
I think Hugo will have the same impact because maybe not similar as Omar, but I think they have both like huge level skill sets, everything. But especially with Omar, I never doubted him because in the end, the character and always this will to improve, to become better. That was massive, and he has done like I think he was at the club for 1.5 years, and you could already see that he's special. So wasn't really surprised that he had that impact. But I know how difficult it is, especially City with Pep Guardiola, and then especially during the season when they normally have already a certain setup for the first 11. So I think he has done a great job. And for us, I think it's hard to lose Omar, to lose Hugo, but in the end, I totally understand it, and especially if you can go to the Premier League and to big clubs and play for titles. So yeah.
Well, it is a problem, but it's ultimately a good problem to have, I suppose, for Frankfurt, because now all of us are wondering what's in the water in Frankfurt with attacking players, especially like yourself too. What do you think is so good about Frankfurt in developing these young talents that now they're going for big transfer fees and everyone's going, hang on,
what are they doing? I mean, if you look back the last, 6, 7, 8 years, they have probably done a very, very good job. But I think also like players like Pacho who left to Paris and immediately won the Champions League. I think they have done a great job, but especially for sure with strikers and if you see the transfer fees and everything. But I think it's good you have that setup. Frankfurt always like striving to become a top club, playing international Champions League, Europe League. Always a chance to win a cup, and in the Bundesliga or in the league, you always strive to for the, let's say first 5, 6 places, and I think that's good, especially for strikers, and also the way we play. I think the setup is just good for everyone in Frankfurt, but it's probably especially for strikers, if you have seen the last couple of years. But yeah, but I think there's not one like solution where I can tell you, okay, that's the reason why. But I think it's more to it.
Well, of course, you have the classic strikers like Johnny, and then of course we know you could score a brilliant goal or two on your day, but you also enjoy playing that playmaker, that creative role as well. How good has it been for you working with some of these young talents now that you see going?
I think it's very good. It's also for us in the moment to win these games, to play with these guys, to play with the team. But I think it's not only the offense, but also the defense, of course. So the whole setup of the team and how it's structured, especially last year, was great. And I really enjoyed it the last years. And I think that's also my role to be that puzzle in between. Defense, offense, and then you have these talented players with speed, with skills, and it's good, and I enjoy it, and I know I can't play forever, so let's see how it goes the next 1, 2, 3 years, and that's why it's great, especially for me, always like being very ambitious to play for something, to win something, so it's good.
And then in terms of your role as well in the team too, especially because at the end of the day you are the Mario Gotze that we'll all forever remember, and some of these younger players just have been enjoying playing with you as well. Do you feel like you've embraced more of a leadership role in this team?
Yeah, probably also due to the age and everything and what I've seen the last.
So don't worry, it's not old.
So I would say yes, to a certain degree, in a certain way, but it depends also on the season and how it goes, and then everybody tries to find his position and also his role in the team. But I definitely enjoy it that way, and I try to be an example, especially on the field, and help younger players and help the team. So yeah.
And with Johnny coming in now, and as you said, just kind of being that other leader as well on the team, you look at like what Hugo did last season, and he had over 20 goals in all competitions for Frankfurt. Now with a new striker coming in, that is Johnny, do you feel like there's a little bit of pressure on him to kind of turn out those similar numbers?
I wouldn't say so, because in the end you had Omar, you had Hugo, you had Kolo before, you had Jovic, all the other guys who scored a lot of goals. Of course, if you're a striker, you want to score goals. And I think that's also your job in a certain way. So I think he will definitely score goals. But if he has a couple of more assists and goals, it's also nice for the team if we are successful. So everybody has his role. In the end, that's the most important thing. But of course, I think maybe he will be compared to them, but in the end he has a good team, a good surrounding, and everything should be fine. Yeah.
And then we have to talk about Frankfurt's last season, because what a season it was. Of course, your second stint at Frankfurt too, but what changed this season as well? Because it was an historic one, first time qualifying directly for the Champions League, first time you were finishing in third place in the Bundesliga, probably since the year you and I were born. Johnny wasn't even born then. So this would all be new for him coming in. But what changed, do you think? Do you feel like you guys unlocked a new level or a different mentality?
I think it was also a bit due to more like to go with the flow during the season. You also had these setbacks. You maybe haven't won a certain game or didn't get the point, but still like keep going and keep working, and I think that was very important, especially last year. Plus, you had the situation with Omar and so on. So a lot of struggles during the season, and the team overcome it in a certain way, and I think that was important also for the next step as a team and as a club, and probably that was the conclusion in the end, or the outcome, that you became third place. So I think it was more the journey and how we evolved over that time than, and I think nobody would have expected it 12 months ago when we were in Louisville, so I think it was good, yeah.
Well, Champions League football is nothing new for you, but a couple of these guys are definitely going to get a first taste of it.
Yeah.
But what's it like now to be part here in 2025, knowing that Champions League football is going to Frankfurt?
I think it's great. It's amazing. I have played it a couple of times. I think it's the best competition you can play as a soccer player. So in the end, that's great. But it's of course another level. I haven't played the new format so far, but we'll see. But I know it's a different level than Europe League, Conference League, and all the other competitions. So it's a new challenge, especially for a younger team. But we are looking forward to it, especially at home and with the fans and everything that's going on, plus the Bundesliga and the Cup. So I think it will be a very tough season. But I think we deserved it to play in that competition, and that's the most important thing.
Well, as you said, it's a new challenge for a younger team as well. But after what you guys achieved last season, I think the fans are definitely dreaming once you're in there. I mean, not just for Champions League, but for the Bundesliga as well. How has it changed, I suppose, your expectations in terms of what you guys now try to aim for? Where before maybe it was like, okay, you'll be happy with the top 4 Champions League qualification.
I think this comes with success. So if you're successful, you always have the expectation, maybe if you become third, then the next year you should be third or second. So I think that's a normal expectation you get, especially then with Champions League. But nevertheless, we know how hard it was last season to really stay there at the end on the third place. And I think it's especially for younger teams. So we have to accept these challenges, maybe also these defeats, but make the most of these kind of things as well. So this will be a big challenge. Plus, we know that Champions League is a different competition, different level, different quality. So we need to be prepared for that. But I think the overall and the tendency and the development of the team and the club is great, and that's what's counting. Yeah.
Well, I know that you guys, of course, will try to win any tournament that you're in, but you being a leader, you probably have more of a steady head on your shoulders to manage expectations. Yeah. Come next year, May or June, what would success look like for you in terms of on a personal level?
On a personal level?
For Frankfurt.
For Frankfurt, okay. It's always hard because like I said before, it's very difficult to predict, and especially when we look back now 12 months, nobody would have thought that we become like third place in the Bundesliga. So always difficult, but I think if we could get a similar result what we did last year, I think that would be huge, and Champions League is just the cherry on top to win, to go in the games 100%, deliver, try to be the best possible team on the pitch. And then try to win a couple of games, yeah.
Like you said, I mean, to aim for something similar this season as well, but we know that Bayern make it hard, and you've been a part of a Bayern team that makes things hard for everybody else. But do you feel like the gap is closing in the last couple of years? I mean, we saw what Leverkusen did. We see you guys now in the top 3. We've seen, Dortmund make it to a final of a Champions League, losing only to Real Madrid. Do you feel like the gap is closing with all the other teams now, or is it still
with Bayern?
Difficult?
With Bayern, it's still difficult because when you see how they play and how dominant they are in the league, And also, I know how hard it is, especially for Bayern and Dortmund, to play these three competitions what we play this season. And I know how difficult it is to perform every 3 days, to have a big squad, to rotate, to have everybody fit at the right time. So there's a big challenge. So yeah, it won't be easy, but I think we try to close that gap. But I think it's a long way. Yeah.
And final 2 questions now. Paxton Aronson, of course, being here in the US, a lot of Americans are wondering, now that his loan spell's over, how do you see his development and his role in Frankfurt?
He's a good guy. He has technical abilities. He's great character. Always in a good mood, good working. And we spoke about it because he played also in the Eredivisie where I played and exchanged our experiences. So I think he developed in the right way. He played almost every game. So for him, it's good to be in Frankfurt, and maybe he can have an impact as well. Yeah.
And then finally, 3 things that we absolutely always love to see. And that's Mario Gotze, Germany, and a World Cup. We know exactly how special it is for you. We're about a year away now, or less than a year now, officially.
When does it start? I know.
Next year.
Next year in
summer, June.
June.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, in terms of your personal ambitions, to be there, to be back here in the US next summer, is that still a dream of yours? Even though you've done it all?
No. I think not anymore. I think the idea is nice. World Cup, USA. I think that's the perfect setup. Every athlete would probably die for it to play this tournament. But for me, it's not on my agenda anymore. I've done it once, and that's okay.
In the best way possible.
Yeah, exactly. I think then, no, it's fine. For me, the club is important, my family is important, and this was a time of my past, and I enjoyed it, and we had a great time, and I played for the national team 8 years, so happy with that.
Less stress for you.
Exactly. Less traveling, everything.
Well, Mario, thank you so much for
Thanks.
chatting with us. It was an
Appreciate
absolute pleasure. Dankeschön.
Thanks.